That's Mustafa Barghout, who joins us live from Ramallah. He is the Secretary General of the Palestinian National Initiative. Thank you for joining me, Mustafa. So US Security Advisor set to meet with Israel's war cabinet. He's got a tough job on his hands. What will he be trying to persuade them of? And will he have any success where others have failed?
Well, I don't know if he will be successful. It depends on how much the United States is ready to exercise pressure on Israel. But the continuation of this war means the continuation of three war crimes: genocide and collective punishment and ethnic cleansing of the Palestinian population. And that is totally unacceptable. Netanyahu is a person who is now becoming very dangerous, because his main goal is to stay as prime minister, and to achieve that, he's ready to continue this war and to kill so many more people, including Israeli hostages. He doesn't care about their lives. He knows that continuation of bombardment could kill any of them, and maybe all of them. But all he cares about is to stay as prime minister, to expand his operation, and he's actually expanding his attacks on Palestinians into the West Bank as well, because he knows if he leaves if the war stops, he will not stay as prime minister, and that will mean he will go to jail, not only for his mistakes during the 7th of October, but mainly because of the 4 cases of corruption against him. So we're dealing now with a prime minister who is very dangerous to both Palestinians and Israelis.
I mean, that said, in Israel, the public is widely supportive of Netanyahu's actions, if not Netanyahu himself, with latest polls showing there's little demand for any softening of military action in Gaza. Is Netanyahu seeking to exploit that by not giving in to US and global demands and seeking, to present himself as a leader willing to stand up to Biden and to the international community with a view to an election ahead?
But at the same time, he's failing. The plan of his operation, or the declared goals of his operation, was that they want to extract Hamas and destroy Hamas. They are unable to do so. They failed to do so. To reoccupy Gaza, he's unable to do so because of the Palestinian resistance. To release the Israeli prisoners, and he's also unable to do so. The only way for releasing the prisoners is to have an exchange of prisoners, not by continuing the attacks and bombardment, which has already killed 19 of these Israeli prisoners. So at all levels, their operation is failing. And expanding the matter to the West Bank, as they did yesterday in Jenin and in Ramallah and in Nablus, but in particular in Jenin, where they used all their military might to attack the city, to destroy the streets, to destroy infrastructure, and kill no less than 11 Palestinians, is an indication that Netanyahu wants to really expand the war into the West Bank. And because his main goal is really ethnic cleansing of all Palestinians, whether it's Bank or Gaza.
And in terms of what happens after the war, are we any clearer on what Netanyahu and Israel want, and whether that has any chance of meeting US expectations and the expectations of the Arab world?
No, Netanyahu wants to reoccupy Gaza and stay there. And his original plan was the ethnic cleansing of all the people of Gaza, with the hope that he would annex it to Israel, as well as the West Bank. But of course, he's not succeeded. But he has no other plan, really, except reoccupation and expanding of occupation and system of persecution and oppression of Palestinians. The only way out of this situation is as follows. We need immediate, permanent ceasefire, not just humanitarian ceasefire, but permanent ceasefire. And then total exchange of prisoners. They can get their prisoners and release all the 7,800 Palestinian prisoners. And then an initiation of a true, real political process, that the title of which should be the ending of Israeli occupation of the West Bank, of Gaza, and of East Jerusalem. This is the only realistic thing that could change the situation. Otherwise, this war and people will be dying on both sides. Of course, mostly on the Palestinian side, but also on the Israeli side. This is not a solution. The solution is immediate ceasefire and open the road